How you doing, guys? I'm Mr. Rose, and today we're going to go over some nuances of our ballistic pendulum. So you can see here, this whole apparatus is the ballistic pendulum. There is a spring-loaded gun here that you can change the tightness of the spring with this little, not the tightness of the spring rather, but the tension on the spring gun with the wheels in the back. There is this, which is the actual pendulum part, the steel ball, and the steel ball goes right on there. Now, we'll know the mass of the ball and we'll know the mass of the pendulum. Some notes. When we're measuring the distance of the pendulum, the length I would measure from the top all the way to the center, kind of like right to that little spot right there. And that you're going to notice we don't actually use for anything. Then also, there are, you can see, this scale, those numbers up there, if you're going to use them, we don't use them for anything. I just wanted to point them out to you. So, some nuances, because this is a real precision piece of equipment. That said, doing this at home is going to cause some problems. So, the first thing I'm going to say is we're looking at the pendulum here. Now, when I put it on the table, I'm going to move this for a second, you can see that it is not level. So you can hand adjust this the best you can to try and make it as level as possible. Now once you have it level, easiest way to do that is hold it on the ground and then attempt to hold it steady, and you can finger tight, or if you happen to have a pair of pliers, you can try and tighten it that way. Now you have to be careful. Again, I'm using the table as a level. You can see I'm using the table as a level. That is getting everybody sick. There we go. To show the best that I can that it's going to be level. And that's going to be important in order to catch the steel ball. Now, when you are tightening, don't over tighten it. And it's going to be best that you hold it with one hand. And then, I just messed that up. Hold it with one hand and then tighten with the other. Otherwise, the actual pendulum itself will move, and even though you think you just straightened it, not straight. Then there are these two tiny little set screws that if you have a small enough Allen wrench, you can try and set them there. But if not, it's going to be the best we can do. Now, the next step is to get it to balance. So here is the next precision piece of equipment. This pendulum needs to sit exact in line with the ball, where the ball is going to shoot. So make sure it's facing the right direction. And you don't want to over tighten these either, but both of them move nice and loose so it swings. The less friction, the better. And you might be able to see that is pretty good. It's right in the center of my gun. So if you get all that, let's try and see if this is going to work. Move that up. Move that out of the way for a moment. The ball has a little hole in it. Stick the ball on the gun. Push that all the way back. And then once it can't go back anymore, squeeze the trigger. And now, hopefully, this is set up so when I shoot the ball, clearly that didn't work. So what happened there is my pendulum wasn't tight enough, so I need to make sure that it's tight enough. So again, I'm going to tighten that the best that I can. Make sure it's still pretty straight. And also what I did notice is the ball didn't go straight through. In other words, I need to make some adjustments. Now, once you have it set, I'm going to hopefully try and not make you sick again. See the little bolt? I'll use this as a pointer. The little nut rather right there. And then there's another one on that side. So once you have the distance set, you're going to want to close those against it. Just notice I just use it with my finger. And that will hold at least the setting set there, the pendulum where I wanted it. So I'm going to try this one more time. Hope for the best. Actually, that was perfect. So what you're looking for is the ball needs to be caught by the pendulum, and the pendulum needs to get stuck there. Now you're thinking to yourself, didn't the ball just come out? It did. But I don't care that it came out after the experiment was over. So the ball traveled as one. I'm sorry, it was the pendulum as one, the ball as two. Then it caught it, stayed in there until the very end. Now, if you're doing the experiment, let's see if we can do this one more time for it to not work. If you do the experiment, and that happens, that was perfect. That's not a good trial because the ball did not travel with the ballistic pendulum. That's the whole purpose of this experiment, is the ball gets caught by the ballistic pendulum and then it travels up. It is a conservation of momentum and energy lab, and we need to utilize both. So those are some of the odds and ends. Obviously, if you have a problem, just let us know and we can try and figure it out. Please feel free to like, click, or subscribe if this is on my YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm going to put it up there or not because it's kind of just specific to you. That's it, folks. Have a good one.